Up, everybody? Rev Sauce TV here. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for the latest and greatest that comes to my channel and everything. All my links are down below. Like, I multi-stream to everything. You know, Twitch, this channel here on YouTube, Facebook. I'm multi-streaming to everything, man. I bust my ass. I stream 15 hours a day. Then on top of it, you're getting content from me. I'm watching wrestling. I'm reviewing that either a day late or, you know, you guys get the point what I'm saying. I do a lot of things more than most. I'm busting my ass for you guys. I've been doing this full time for 4 years. Unfortunately, things have tailed off with me. And I know a lot of you have asked why I don't play this or why I don't have that, why I don't have a better editing machine, this, that, and the third. I just don't have the money like that. I barely make it by. I do side hustle work to make a little bit more ends meet. But for the most part, you know, streaming does get me by for what I need. And, you know, I would love to have a graphics card. I would love to have the things. So down below in the description, donate. Hit the subscribe button on Twitch. You know, everybody has a Twitch Prime sub. Help a brother out. You know, subscribe to my Trovo. Subscribe to my Kick. That's all I'm going to really tell you because I don't have it like that. I would love to play the Escape from Tarkov's and some of the major MMOs out there. And, you know, I would love to play things outside of the Xbox. Trust me, I would. I've had my eyes on a few games, but it's not in the cards like that. You know what I mean? It's just not in the cards. And I don't want to, you know, bullshit you guys and ladies out there that watch my content. I want to be honest. So that's me being honest to you guys. Like you guys have Twitch Prime subscribes. You guys have ways to subscribe. Come out and support the channels. And guys, don't just click away from my channel. Actually watch it. I do a lot of wrestling content. I do a lot of stuff. And I do a lot of how-tos. This channel is a mixed bag. You're getting food reviews, drink reviews, wrestling news videos, gaming news videos, tech news videos. You're getting everything from me. And I would really, really appreciate it if you stay subscribed. I'm working my ass off. You're getting shorts. You're getting everything from me. And also on TikTok, I'm taking that a little serious than I used to be, and I'm grinding that. So guys, come out, subscribe, follow. Can't tell you guys that enough. It helps me help you. And my affiliate code, same thing. You guys are smashing that Mint Mobile. It helps me out tremendously, keep my mobile phone on, and I appreciate you. Like, you guys don't believe how much I just love all of you. And the guys that are and ladies that are helping me out on keeping me going full time recently, I appreciate you. Anyway, enough of me rambling and going on about donations and my channel and addressing a few things, because I wanted to address it because I don't think a lot of you understand doing this full time is great. And I love sitting my ass in a chair and making content for you guys and coming up with things and doing things. But, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel ain't fun, man, every month. You know, I used to not have to worry about it. Now I'm worrying about it. So at the end of the day, like I said, Ben, and people are going to say, well, this is just a hobby. You're doing it for fun, right? It stops becoming a hobby when you start building an audience and having a community of people and you start having 14, 15 people or more watching you. And, you know, I've had hundreds of viewers and at a time, and it becomes, yes, it's a hobby at heart, but then it becomes more. It becomes a business hobby, you know, eventually. And a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to streaming and gaming and doing all this stuff, you know, it does become a business at a point. That's what Ninja does. That's what Dr. Disrespect does. You know, yes, it is fun. Yes, you do what you love, but at the end of the day, it does get bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? I just wanted to address that. I think a lot of people don't understand. People think I'm just about the money. And it's like, no, I want this to be my everything. To make that my everything, you got to make money. You got to make money to survive in this world. That's how this works. So I just wanted to clear that air because I've had a lot of you breathe down my throat recently about why I don't do this or why I don't do that. And it's like, funds, money. It just doesn't grow on trees. And if it gets any worse, I might have to go get part-time work and just call it a day, and things will slim down and things will change. So I just wanted to be honest with you guys. But anyway, let's talk about CM Punk. News articles down below in the description. Like I said, I quote all my sources, where I get my sources from, so you guys can read them and form your own opinion on top of what I'm saying. Pretty much I speak my own opinion in all my videos. So CM Punk, at the end of the day, look, he did it himself. I ain't mad he's fired. I'm sad that they couldn't do good business. I'm sad that CM Punk felt the way he felt and he had to jeopardize a company to do so. I kind of swept things under the rug in my videos. You know, some of you may just call me a CM Punk shill or an elitist. Yeah, you're right. I was starstruck, and you're not wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll admit I was wrong about all in. I called that show thinking I was in the right. Edge was going to show up. This was going to happen. I was wrong. I was 2 for 11. I was definitely wrong. And I had people making fun of me for it. Rightfully so. You know, I was wrong about CM Punk. At first, I thought this was going to work. And then we had Brawl out. And then we had this, out and more articles coming out of him. It just became day by day, night by night that this man was going to be fired. And you don't lay a hand on your owner. That's another thing you just don't do. You don't go near the owner and you go, I'm going to Zeus your ass. I'm going to eviscerate you. Fuck you. You don't do those kind of things, man. You're asking to be fired. And then to turn around to the owner, and go, hey, I don't want to be here and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. You just don't. You're going to get fired. And I think for a while, CM Punk's been trying to get himself fired. I don't think he wanted to be there. And now all of this stupidityness nobody's going to want to touch him now. He has ruined his reputation to ever be a wrestler. He might as retire at this point. The only company I could see possibly touching him, if he's willing to take really a less money, would be Impact Wrestling. I think Impact would take a chance. They've always taken a chance on problematic wrestlers, and it's panned out for them. I just don't see any other organization, maybe GCW, maybe New Japan if you're lucky, but most likely he's done. He canceled himself. CM Punk canceled himself. And it's sad because he had everything. He had the whole world in his hands. Seriously. He had fans eating out of his hands. He had it all. All he had to do is shut his mouth, go to work, do his thing. And I think the final straw was Tony Khan could say he had a committee. He said he had people look into this. He saw it with his own two eyes. And for a man that's afraid, he was literally stuttering on TV tonight during Collision. When you have your owner doing that and he's like, it's bad. When he's petrified going up and saying, I had to make the worst choice of my life. I don't think Tony Khan expected this. I think he was expecting sunshines and rainbows and everything just to be great and everything being hawk-a-dory, but that doesn't work with CM Punk, and he should have known what he got himself into, and I think he should have been fired a long time ago. This could have been all prevented way long time ago. And I really think this to Tony Khan. I think Tony Khan, again, is too much of a wrestling fan than wanting to be an owner. He wants to be more of a wrestling fan and a friend to people than being an owner. This is where Triple H and Vince McMahon are much, much better running an organization, in my opinion. We'll always say that, in my own opinion. Again, like I said, Tony Khan needs to start stepping up, taking control of his company. And I think tonight you saw that for the first time. And I think he needs to do more of it. I honestly think if it was me, if I'm no thrills, no bullshit now, I fire Jack Perry too. I'd fire him too. Set an example. You fire him too. Or you heavily suspend him for a long period. Then make him come back and you make him go through a trial run before he even gets in your good graces. Do what Vince McMahon used to do. When you would get a wellness policy strike or a violation, you would get heavily put down in that card until you could show otherwise. I think Jack Perry jeopardized the company too in a lot of ways too. And if you really want to show your full dominance, you fire him too on top of it. You fire him completely. You fire both of these guys. That's what I think. But people are going to say, well, that's a little extreme, Rev. And I'm going to be like, you're right. It is, but at the same time, it screams volumes throughout the rest. You're not taking shit. It's just simple as that. Fire both men, make an example, and you have a meeting with all your wrestlers and say, going forward, we ain't doing this shit no more. I ain't putting up with this anymore. You ain't gonna put a hand on me. You ain't gonna treat this company like shit. AEW, you are representing the shield of this company. And whoever's leaking out information to the dirt sheets, it better stop. And if I find out, you're getting fired. That's what I do if I'm Tony Khan. I go in and I change policies. I go in and I make my wrestlers understand and my ladies wrestlers understand that I ain't fucking around. We're here to be number one. We're here to dominate. And the thing is, he needs to start having a backbone. And he needs to start holding his wrestlers accountable for everything they do. You know, from Britt Baker on and on to Jade on and on to Moxley. Everybody needs to be held accountable. This firing does scream volumes at this point. To me, it should have been done a long time ago. I think Tony Khan was expecting the best, but the worst happened. And again, as I said before in multiple videos, either you get rid of him or you keep him and you keep the problems. And I don't think Tony Khan wanted to keep the problems. And you heard it tonight. He was afraid for his safety. If Punk put a hand on him, all bets out the table, all bets off the table. You get fired. You cannot do that. Now, people are going to tell me, well, Brock Lesnar did. But again, this is different. Vince McMahon is a bulky weightlifting guy. Vince McMahon was a wrestler at times. So was Shane McMahon. There's a difference. Tony Khan ain't trying to be in a ring. Tony Khan is not trying to become a wrestler. He's just a fan that wanted to buy a company. It goes too far. The line gets drawn at that point when it comes to CM Punk. You just can't touch your owner. That's just the fact. You can't throw things around. You can't shove things off of a desk. You can't act a fool. You can't let your anger get the best of you, and that's what happened with CM Punk. He let his anger get the best of him. You cannot run up to your owner and literally pick him up and want to point fingers and make him fear for his life. You just can't do that. You just can't. You just can't do that. And, you know, the conflicting reports, but they all match up. It all matches up. At the end of those stories, you hear the same ending. That he pushed things on the table, gotten Tony Khan's face, and pointed fingers and said, fuck you, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like, you can't tell me. When you start pointing, people are either going to be frightened or they're going to fight back because they're scared of their lives being in jeopardy. And you don't cause chaos at one of your biggest events that you've ever put on. So I get why he was fired, and I get it 100%. Now, where does AEW go from here? What do they do with the Real World's Championship? What do they do with the things they have in place? Do they just hit the reset switch right now and Collision, you know, they bring somebody else to make the face of that product? I have the perfect person. They can do that. Danielson would be perfect. Put Danielson on a Saturday night. It works perfect. Make him your face of Collision and build around him. I think you hit the reset switch at this point and you reestablish a lot of your brands. I think Tony Khan should clear the slate. It's time to replenish, and it's time to bring in some people that I think the first person you bring in, I think would be perfect for a Collision. If you really want to, also another person that you can relaunch your roster with if you wanted to and be the face is Edge. Adam Copeland, here's what you do. You go get him. You just go sign him for the same money you were going to do CM Punk. Seriously. He's 50. I get it. He's old. Why would you put the company around him like that? Because he's a marquee name. And two, you can have him wrestle not as many matches. He can win championships. You shit sakes, you could give him a new championship belt and call it the Real World Championship. If you wanted to. There's so much you could do with Adam Copeland in AEW. I think, you could put that person around Collision. I think you can reestablish what you have. And you can put Monet on that. You can reestablish Collision as your A show by putting the right people there. I think you can go out and sign some other talents. I think Lacey Evans is out there. You can go sign her. There's Mandy Rose. You can go sign her. There's plenty of talent out there that you can go out and get to make your show a show. You really don't need CM Punk, but CM Punk is a heavy name. Again, the Punk experiment failed, and that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Where do they go from here? They got to rebuild quick, fast. They got too many big shows coming up. They have booked themselves in a conundrum. You need to go sign Adam Copeland real quick. I think that's what you do. I think you give him everything. You give him the house. You freed up salary cap to go. You freed up salary cap technically. Go get him. Go get Monet. Kairi Sane on the board. Is she going to AEW or WWE? We haven't got a confirmation of that. There's been rumors and speculation she signed a contract with WWE. Again, if she's not signed, you go get her too. You got to Kota Ibushi. You bring him in. You got to start bringing in talent, and this is where you fill your gaps in. Now people are going to go, well, those are not marquee names. Yes, they are in other ways. Kota Ibushi's a hardcore wrestling fan's wet dream. Literally. Same with Kairi Sane right now. Same with a lot of things. You got to go and sign these big names. Goldberg's another one I would like to see in AEW. I know he can't wrestle, but a manager, maybe a talking piece, maybe wrestle here and there like Sting. I could see it. You're going to need to do some things. And AEW's in a world of hurt right now. And my other biggest fear for AEW is Collision is going to drop some viewership. We got to see what happened tonight, but I think Collision is going to drop some viewership. I'm late to this party talking about CM Punk. At the end of the day, look, my opinion's my opinion. You can rebuild. You can reestablish Collision. You could bring in some marquee talent. Edge is out there as a free agent. There is plenty out there that you could do as a wrestling organization or company. Seriously, for real, you can. Again, that's just purely my opinion. And like I said, I'm speculating, and I'll have links down below to the articles that I'm citing, to the sources I'm citing. It came straight from AEW on their Twitter. Or X, sorry. X gonna give it to you. I still call it Twitter. But at the end of the day, Punk did it to himself. At the end of the day, people are gonna say, well, you were acting like an elitist. Yeah, you're right. I was a fan. I'm allowed to be jaded as a fan. I wanted to see the best. I wanted to see things work itself out. All accounts was basically he was gonna be at Collision and then brought into All Out, and that was gonna be that. And he was going to be heavily fined. But I think Tony Khan, feeling afraid for his life, he sat back. He said it himself. He took some time to think about it, and this is what he's coming up with. I don't think Warner Discovery are going to be happy at the end of the day because they feel like he's a big draw, and that's why they make Collision for him. But I would rather him go if he's jeopardizing talent and hurting owners. I wouldn't want anybody to feel, they feel like they're going to be hurt or fear of their lives. You know what I mean? It could be a stretch by Tony Khan, but I could see it. Punk losing his mind, breaking things or slamming things and getting mad. I could totally see it. And people being fearful for their lives or feeling claustrophobic or feeling, feeling a certain way. You know what I mean? It can cause a lot of stress and panic attacks. A lot of people suffer from mental health in this day and age, and that's the thing too. So, Punk being out of AEW is not so much of a bad thing. I'm disappointed that they couldn't make great chemistry between each other. But let's see what AEW does. Tony Khan is a Booker of the Year 3 times in a row for a reason. Let's see what he does. I think he's got a lot up his sleeves. I think he's going to go sign some talent. I think he's going to bring Adam Copeland in, Ed, formerly known as Edge. I really see this. And I think that he'll make Edge the face of the company. Or wouldn't it be something he makes Monet, Sasha, Mercedes, Monet, the face? Wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something he does what WWE didn't? I don't know what they're going to do, man. Like, to be honest with you, I really hope out of this they wrap somebody around that show because they're going to need a new face. Danielson would be perfect. On roster right now, Danielson would be perfect for that show. Honestly, Danielson would be good. I think if you go build within, you bring MJF and give him his own show. Honestly, if you want to hear me, MJF, put him on Collision and make him the face. Give him his own show. Do what? He's number one in your company. Obviously, Punk was too. So you put him on Collision. Just take him off Dynamite and stick him in Collision and wrap a roster around him and make him your tribal chief, technically. But anyway, that's just my pure opinion. Anyway, I'm talking out my ass at this point and going on way too long. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you all. Hopefully that explained everything that I wanted to address. CM Punk, man, it's sad to see. But AEW had no other choice. What it looked like. If they felt the way they felt, it was just, hey, you gotta go. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It is what it is. I'll see you guys on the next video. Gotta go watch Payback, review it, and watch Collision and see how everything worked out, how the crowd and everything, and get a review of that out to you guys. Get some shorts done. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.